All right, what we're trying to cover today, there are 4 things. And I'm hoping that we can achieve that, but really, we cannot achieve any of them if you don't get involved. Number 1 is, I want to help you to see if it's possible. Is leadership for you or not? The problem that I see in this country, unfortunately, is leadership, not everywhere, but in most places, it has become a tool to promote people for more money. Because I heard this so many times in different companies, where he's an excellent engineer. But it's the dead end. This is as far as he goes. And I know I have to give him more money, so I'll make him a manager. Where's the logic there? What you just done is you lost a good engineer and you gain a horrible manager. Just give him more money. They do the same thing for the leadership. They think that leadership is the title. Leadership is really more than a title, and we try to find that out. The second one is, I want to help you to uncover what the areas about the leadership that is very important, but we don't talk about it. Okay? And the third one is, I want to talk about the scope of the leadership role. It is not just to come and go sit in that corner office with a nice view and then tell people you're wrong or you're right. And if you go and Google like an image for leaders, they show there's this guy going in the front and everybody's following him, or he's a step ahead of everybody else. That's nonsense. That's not the leader. That probably is a good thing for the army, but not in the civilian. So let's see if we can discover that. And the last but not least is I want to discuss some of the root cause of some of the leadership problems that we have today in our society. When I say society, I mean in the country or in the organization or what have you. All right. I have developed this very simple tool that you can ask yourself every time you see. You can do that with your leader at work, but don't tell him that though. Unless you're in your way out. Or you can do that for your mayor, or next time you want to vote for somebody. It's very easy. It has 4 elements that you all heard it a million times before, but it's a different concept. Why, how, what, and who. And I'm going to discuss that. Okay. Why do you want to be a leader will define how you become one. And what I mean by that is, if you really want to be a leader because of the money and prestige and a title, then you really don't care about anything else or anybody else. So long as you get your money and you keep your job, who cares? Right? So why you want to become a leader, it really identifies and defines how you become one. Categories of the leadership. Right? The first category is, I'll call it excellent leaders. Right? The second category is good leaders, average leaders. Right? We're not going to talk about them. They're not fun. We talk about the third category. I don't call them bad leaders. I call them position holders. And I explain to you what I mean by that. So we're going to talk about the excellent leaders, and we're going to talk about the position holders. Okay. Since I know none of you work for position holders, right? I know I have never seen anybody. I mean, this is just my imagination. I used to work for a lot of position holders. But here is the picture of the position holder. They're sitting pretty in their office. They have their titles, they have their, chart parts, and they have all their certification hanging on the wall, and they're goddess, And they never have time for you because they're meeting with somebody else, right? So really, what's the difference between the leader and a position holder? Anybody? Come on. I mean, come on. You all PMP, you all project managers. Yes, sir.
I would say that a leader takes action.
Okay.
Position holder just sits in a chair.
That's correct. Great. Yes, sir. Motivation and goal. They have motivation and goal. Is that? Exactly. The position holder's motivation is different than the true leaders. But in the nutshell, what's different between the leaders, true leaders and position holders is lack of a skill, lack of integrity, because if anybody really had integrity, wouldn't be a position holder. And I give you a true example. They all have good excuses too. And lastly, lack of respect for others. Because they're living a lie. They pretend to be someone that they are not. And you don't lie to someone. I mean, yes, you would lie to a kid because you know he or she is not mature enough, doesn't have the experience and knowledge to cut you cold hand, right? So you lie to them. But you don't lie to somebody that knows right off the bat, he calls you. Say, wait a minute, that cannot happen, right? So we only lie to people that we think they're stupid enough to believe us. So if I'm a position holder, either I don't care what you think, or I think, hey, they're stupid enough to believe me. That's their problem. So in the nutshell is lack of a skill, lack of integrity, and lack of respect for others. Now, a simple fact, I don't want to go through these, think that I'm living in the imaginary world. All people, true leaders, position holders, and everything in between, they all go to this. We all go to work for money. And it doesn't hurt if you are senior something rather than just something, right? If you're senior engineer or senior project manager rather than project manager, right? Or if you're chief project manager. I mean, we all like titles. There's no denying that. But the problem is, like the gentleman here said, the primary difference between the position holders and true leaders is position holders, the primary goal is status and the titles and the money. But for true leaders, that's secondary. They really, truly want to serve people. And I know that's a joke, but really, if you come across a true leader, that's what they want to do. And I hope to God everybody at least had the opportunity to work with a true leader once in their life.